Going to be getting into the 70s today. So tempting, but I know better. You're just going to have to, all you guys, just be patient. Just be patient. Just be patient. Can't ride you yet. Got to make sure that everything's okay with my back. We're out here more or less just because a little shopping trip yesterday. I mean literally a little one, and I wanted to get this outfitted so that excuse me, when I actually needed a socket, I would have them. So I just got the Quinn metric 6-point deep wells. Whoops, what size are you? 17. And then under here are the 12-point shallow. And I already had everything else that's sitting here. And most of it was already in here, but I had these spare socket trays, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to put them to use. I took the spare sockets that were out in the shop and brought them out here. And there may be more when I go through the bottom drawer of Big Red out there. But we're trying to get this outfitted so that I don't have to run back and forth between the shop and here if I need to do some kind of quick little maintenance. Spark plug change, what have you. Still got the intermediate is empty. Got a bunch of wrenches up here. I still need to get those organized. They'll probably end up going, I don't think they'll all fit in there. We'll find a place for them. I may empty one of these drawers that doesn't have much in it so that I have a good deep drawer for those. My stubby, where are the stubbies? My stubby Craftsman's here. Might be going away, depends. Working on a little possible tool trade. So, and I do have I wanted to make sure I had all the sizes, so I found a couple of wrenches that went beyond what the smallest of these stubby Craftsman's were, and they were still in the short realm. Like I said in the last video, I brought my flex head metrics out here, and I brought my flex head standards out here. These are the I think it's blue points. Yeah, these are the blue points. Brought the blue points out, and I had just a smattering of metric box and open end wrenches, and I had these cheap, really cheap flex heads in metric, and then these standards. So I actually need, yeah, I actually do need another set of, no, I've got the other set of standards right there. So I've got two, and you always kind of want to have two sets so that, you know, if you have the same size nut and bolt, you can get one on either side and not have to grab a socket. So anyway, we got that. And a screwdriver drawer, spark plugs, wire and electrical stuff, pins, markers, soapstones, Allen wrenches, picks, tweezers, and just overflow up there. The main reason that I wanted to go ahead and fill this out here was I had just there was a dresser here and just a little stack up set of drawers. Wasn't enough space, so I had this sitting over there in the corner where you can see that bicycle over there. It was sitting there, so I just moved it over here when I got the dresser back to its owner. So anyway, I wanted to start the video out there, and we're getting ready to go out to the shop. There's one more thing that I want to try to do out there, and that is introduce to Big Red, my 5-drawer Harbor Freight cart, another set of drawers in the cavity underneath the existing drawers. I don't use the underneath side very much. Basically it's just got my knee pad on it, my 1/2-inch impact, and my 3/8 drill. That's more or less it. So I want to try to get that 2-drawer stuffed in under there, and I'll show you where that's at currently. It's on my welding cart. Show you guys where that's at when we get out there. So Clifford's gonna take us there. Hang on. I meant Sylvester's gonna take us there, not Clifford. Well, here's a prime example of why I have this wire brush here and what I use it for. This just came out of my Evaporust, and it is clean as a whistle, but it has black oxide all over it, which is just, it's neutralized rust, and I need to clean it all off. So just real quick, so just that couple of seconds, you can see, gets that off, cleans it up. Then I'll oil it afterwards, and then I'll have a new machinist clamp, or a resurrected machinist clamp. You can see the pitting where the rust was, but that rust is no more, and it's no more all over. That's what it's for. And after about 10 minutes, we are all cleaned up. Now I'll just oil it down and it'll be good to go. By the way, this is a handmade set. We've got some whoops, it's a handmade set. We've got some stampings in here from the maker. So yeah, pretty cool. Handmade machinist clamp. Nothing better. Alright, here's what's up. That big open empty space. Those 2 drawers. Over here. So, I did some measuring, and we're just off from it just sliding right in. So I may have to do some figuring. Let me get it out of there, and then we'll see what we have to deal with over here. Okay, we got a plan. This is taller, but that's okay. I have enough of a lip right here that once I get it positioned in there, I can put this lip behind this piece of iron right here, or steel. But first, I have to take this piece off in order to fit this in there, because the height of it without these, I just had these on there so they'd sit in there, but these are going to be gone. I need to make longer cross braces to go across to cradle the toolbox and keep the toolbox in place. And I know I'm going to lose this space. I never worried about losing this space there on this blue point. It was never an issue, so it's not going to be an issue here either. And it's going to give me a deep drawer, well, and a fairly deep drawer. So it's going to give me a drawer like this, and a drawer like this, although narrower and shallower. This actually did come off of a Harbor Freight cart, one of the early carts with the chrome going around the handles, just like this one's made. And it was suspended underneath just like that cabinet is. So we're going to pop this off, and I've got 3 more sides that are going to hold that just fine, so I'm not worried about that. The toolbox is not going to drop, because if we look under, we have supports front, back, side, and side. So, well, not so much on the sides, just on the front. That changes things. I'll have to strap this to make sure that it doesn't drop when I take that piece out. No big deal. I can do that. Oh, I got new kicks. No big deal. I don't want to wear out my tan ones that have zippers on them, and these just slip on, but they hold my ankles nice and firm. So far I'm liking them. I bought 2 pair, that way if I wear one, when I wear, not if, but when I wear a pair out, it'll all be good. So let me get these lower brackets off of here, get the bracket off of there, and get this thing secured, get the toolbox itself secured so it doesn't want to fall out, because that would be, you know, that would monumentally suck. I had one comment of a gentleman on reorganizing his toolbox, and he was more or less forced into it because the drawers slid out on him, and when they did, all that weight just toppled his toolbox over, so he had to go through and redo the whole thing. I feel your pain. I've had that happen to myself before. So alright, I'm going to take that piece off of there, get this secured up so it doesn't go anywhere, and get some cross measurements, make a couple of brackets so I can just take these off and then just slide this in and put that front piece back on, and we should be golden. So I'll show you in process little by little. I just encountered a perfect example to use my van pliers for the very first time. I have no way to get to that on the inside, none whatsoever. So let's see if the van pliers will take it out. Remember, these are the ones that have the grooves for doing such things. So, oh, effortless. Yeah, that's the ticket. Even though we have a flathead down here, let's go ahead and use the van pliers to take it off too. What do you say? I need to set this thing upside down and reposition the camera. Yeah, a little bit. Hang on. Flathead screw, van pliers. It's turning it. I'd let my grip go. It's coming right out now. Van pliers to the rescue. Right on. Alright gang, just so that you don't think that it's a one-way street, I support channels that I watch. Right here are what are called the tank straps, and they are from Sean out in Pennsylvania. His 2 channels are SRK Cycles and Bikes and Beards. So if you are into motorcycles, you want to check out some good channels, go there. Here's another one right here. Motorcycle MD. Go check him out. He is the bomb. And they do a weekly podcast type thing, answering questions. It's working real well with him and a partnered another channel that he's partnered with. So if you guys think I don't just want support from you guys without giving it back, I give it back all the time. And we've got the tank straps holding the toolbox in place. We've got this bracket out of the way. Now we've got the room to put this toolbox in that hole. But first I have to build a couple of supports for the toolbox. So I'm going to get my measuring stick out, see how long I have to make them, get them made, stick them on there, and stick that thing in there. Then I can put that piece back in, put this piece back in, and get everything tightened back up. Then I'll have 2 more drawers I can fill without having to go out and spend $300 on a full drawer roller cabinet. Isn't that nice? Use what you got. Yes, I'm hanging my head low. Well, I've got the height with I've got the height. I've got plenty of height. I can just shove that thing right on in there. Almost. This is getting more involved than I had planned on it. But anyway, I had a piece of aluminum angle iron and I made it, and then just rolled over the edges. I'll take it out and show you what I did there, just to lock it in place. So that all works out well and good. And then this one was already notched on one side. I just did the same thing over there, and it'll be just fine too. But let's measure how wide this thing is. Let's see here. Let's see how wide you are. Ready? You are 26 and an eighth. Now I can take the handles off, get rid of that excess width right there. Okay, 26 and an eighth. Let's measure our opening width-wise. Are we ready? Well, get out of the way, cabinet. You see that? I'm only 3/8 of an inch away from being able to slide that thing in there. So now I'm going to pull out my electric hoist, lift the entire cabinet so that I can loosen the bolts that are holding the bottom. May as well just take the whole thing apart. Loosen the bottom bolts so that I can spread the legs wide enough to set that sucker in there, and then go through and tighten everything back up. But there are always going to be problems, and to every problem, if you think hard enough, there will be a solution. The solution to this one isn't ideal. It would have been nice if I could have just slid it in there and been done with the job, but that's all right. I'm here to entertain whether it hurts or not. Oh, and I dropped another boo-boo. I dropped my magnetic tray and popped one of the magnets off. You guys know how aggravating that is because they're stainless steel trays. They're glued on. But anyway, onward and upward. The things a guy has to go through just to put a 2-drawer cabinet in. I finally got her squeezed in there. Had to take those 2 bolts out, which had that cross brace on, and I had to unbolt this and bring it out. And as you can see from that gap right there, getting everything lined back up once this thing's in there is going to be a trick. But let's find a place where I can mount you, and we'll see if we can't slide that the rest of the way in. All well laid out plans and all that. If I would have thought through a little more and made just one more measurement, I would have known, and I could have secured the toolbox, the 5-drawer, a little better and in a different way. Hindsight, but we are in. Now I just wonder how I'm going to get that piece in. Like this piece here is going to have to go in front of this toolbox, which means I need to take the lock out, which is okay. I never lock this box anyway. but looks like everything's gonna work out. I've got a couple inch gap in the back, so I can move it back. I can just move it back. It's back even with the toolbox itself now. Of course, it has a nice pink hue to it compared to the red paint, but those couple extra drawers, they're gonna help. It saved me $300 from buying a cabinet that's got drawers that go all the way down. There is a guy on YouTube, I watched his video. He went and bought 2 cabinets and made 1 out of 2 with some heavy alterations with full set of drawers in the front. He used 2 of the 5 drawers in the front, and he did a bunch of stuff to get it accomplished. But you look at that, on a good day it's $189 for the 5 drawer box. You're looking at what, after taxes, $350. You may as well just get the $299 box, right? That has drawers that go all the way to the floor, but you don't have luxury of the top cabinet. And I'll tell you something else that's a lot of fun, and that is how many times I needed to get into one of those drawers to get a tool out. But fortunately, this drawer provided for me, and I moved my channel locks over here too, so all that worked out. So now all I gotta do is just get it all buttoned back up and get my, that was to take the weight off the front, but I couldn't lift it all the way up because it was wanting to bow the lid, which is okay. I just need the weight off the front so that I can get this. I was hoping just one side rail, and fortunately it worked out that way. So I might throw a couple of self-tapping screws into these brackets just to hold the box rigid. It's not going to slide out. It can't go anywhere. It might slide around a little bit, but I'm just going to leave it. I'm kind of over this project, but at least it worked ish. We'll see when we get everything back together, so hang on for that. Well, we finally got her all buttoned up. There we go. 2 extra drawers. Those are going to come in so handy. Okay, now that that project is done, I went ahead and fast forwarded a bit. And you guys might have remembered the big white table here that had all the Go Fast engine parts on it. Well, they are now residing on the motorcycle lift. I more than likely will have to move all that stuff if a motorcycle comes in for repairs, but I'm alright with that. I wanted that table out of the way. Also moved the yard cart over to where it's tucked in. I can still get to the parts washer, and if we look over here, all I have to do is wheel this back a little bit if I need to get into the paint cabinet. So I have oodles and oodles and oodles of floor space, plenty of room to pull even an extended cab long bed truck in here now. Then I took my 2 large adjustable wrenches, moved them over to Zippo's Green Giant in with the sockets, and there's my floor mat. Just move these 2 big guys into that drawer. So I'm tired. I know I say that at the end of each video, don't I? But I'm tired. But that was a project that dawned on me right as I was in Harbor Freight, thinking, you know what? You've got that 2 drawer that you've got stuffed underneath that Blue Point welding cart that you're not using. Why not put it there? So we did. There it is. It's in. It's going nowhere. I did go ahead and bolt it down using self-tapping screws in each of the cross members, so it does not move. It's centered. Doesn't look like it now because it looks like there's a gap there, but we can look at it this way and we are centered. which of course Zippo's OCD and all that fun happy stuff. And I was able to retain the lock, and the top lip here keeps everything from tipping or pulling out, plus it being now bolted in place. I'm happy. Yeah, I think that turned out all right, and it doesn't look horrible. It could have looked a lot worse. Well, I've got a bunch of, this is the 11th clip on this thing, plus some of the other stuff that I posted, so we're going to go ahead and close it. We're going to end it. I've got my floor space, my much wanted and much needed floor space, and off camera, all of this, all of it, all the way back to the wall has got to get straightened out. But I know that all these shop updates are getting a little long in the tooth, and we're going to start on repairs. I know that I said that on the last video, but my plans with the last video was just to go get a roll around cart that had full drawers. Then I realized this, so it gave me one more little project to do today. So we got her done, and yes, you see I'm in my usual garb. It's absolutely beautiful out, and it's killing me to be responsible and not get on a motorcycle. So I'm gonna go in the house, grab a bite to eat, kick back, relax, get these on the computer and get to editing so I can get them out to you guys. Thanks a lot for sticking around. If you're still here, consider hitting that subscribe button for me, just like I do. That's how you can support my channel. Don't have all the other fancy stuff to make money on it. It's just the channel. So I don't even really do Instagram or Twitter. And I recently changed Facebook so that it was sending messages to email, because I don't even get on Facebook much either. I don't social media a whole lot. So that's it. Hit the like if you like this, and feel free, go ahead and hit that thumbs down twice if you didn't. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Later. I'm out of here.